Viewers, it is the height now of political season and everything is going to come back to politics. And why not? This is a festival of democracy. But there are certain issues that also cut through the politics, viewers. They're very important. One of these issues is governance and accountability in governance. Now think about it, viewers. IAS, IPS officers in this country are tasked with great responsibility. They are considered the steel frame of the governance apparatus. It is therefore only natural that they are held to high standards of accountability in office. In fact, if a member of these services is detained in official custody, whether on criminal charges or otherwise for a period longer than 48 hours, they stand automatically suspended under service rules. Yes, viewers, if any IPS officer or IS officer is jailed for more than 48 hours, and doesn't necessarily mean that they've been convicted, automatically, viewers, they stand suspended from their post. Now, you would assume that people's representatives, those that are elected, who are equally indispensable to the functioning of government, would also be held to a similar high standard, viewers. It's only natural, but you'd be surprised to know that this isn't the case. For some reason, the arrest of a prime minister or chief ministers doesn't automatically warrant disqualification from office. And one of those reasons is that, frivolous cases can be filed and these people could be jailed and then they would have to demit office, they would be suspended from their post, etc. But that also applies, viewers, to IPS officers and IS officers. In fact, viewers, there's no explicit prohibition against a prime minister or chief ministers conducting official responsibilities while under arrest. The Representation of People's Act of 1951 in fact prescribes disqualification only in the event of a conviction, and that too under certain very stipulated stringent conditions. Now these allowances, so to speak, these privileges, so to speak, have led the AAP to declare that Arvind Kejriwal will remain Chief Minister and perform his duties even when imprisoned. And viewers, he could spend quite a few days, given that the High Court today has also not provided relief to Kejriwal from Enforcement Directorate's custody. The High Court has in fact issued notice on Kejriwal's plea seeking relief from custody, and the next hearing is scheduled only on the 2nd of April. Now the question arises, if the Chief Minister continues to remain in jail and stands accused of misusing his authority to allegedly undermine public interest, should he morally continue to hold office? After all, how does the public know if his decisions are not once again furthering a private interest? It is for this reason that presumably the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi has broadly hinted today that, and I quote, "Jail se sarkar nahi chalegi," unquote, or there's just no way that the Chief Minister can continue running a government from jail. In fact, the Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena has said, "I can assure the people of Delhi that the government will not be run from jail." This is his exact quote, viewers. Of course, the AAP has accused the LG of partisanship. Additionally, the Delhi Chief Minister's wife also held a press conference where she alleged that the ED's actions are questionable and the arrest arbitrary, as the agency has never been able to establish a money trail, a cash trail up to Mr. Kejriwal, saying that when the ED raided Mr. Kejriwal's residence, and that happened, viewers, on Thursday last week, they only found some 70 odd thousand rupees. Listen in to Sunita Kejriwal.
इस सो कॉल्ड शराब घोटाले की जांच में ईडी ने पिछले 2 साल में 250 से ज्यादा रेड मार ली। वो इस सो कॉल्ड शराब घोटाले का पैसा ढूंढ रहे हैं। अभी तक किसी भी रेड में एक पैसा नहीं मिला। मनीष जी के यहां रेड मारी, संजय सिंह जी के यहां रेड मारी, सत्येंद्र जैन जी के यहां रेड मारी, एक भी पैसा नहीं मिला। हमारे यहां रेड मारी, मात्र 73,000 रुपए मिले। तो वो इस सो कॉल्ड शराब घोटाले का पैसा है कहां?
Viewers, look, it's not our case to judge whether the allegations are true or not true. It's also not our case to judge the AAP's defense today. We're not getting into all of that. We're looking at the larger picture. Because the AAP's defense may not stave off the inevitable. As we speak, the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Centre's legal department is working to find a legal rationale. Yes, viewers, a legal rationale for imposing President's rule in the Union capital. We are told the central government's legal eagles are looking closely at the wordings of constitutional provisions to make a case. Apparently, viewers, room exists under Article 239AB to impose President's rule. Let me pull up that for you on your screens. Especially because Clause B of Article 239AB offers a significantly lower threshold to impose central rule. Yes, viewers, we've done some research of our own, and this is what we have found. The exact wordings of Article 239AB are the following. If the President, on receipt of a report from the Lieutenant Governor otherwise is satisfied, and Clause A, that a situation has arisen in which the NCT administration cannot be carried on as per Article 239AA or any law in pursuance of that article or Clause B. For proper administration of NCT, it is necessary or expedient to do so. The President may by order suspend the operation of any provision of Article 239AA or of all or any of the provisions of any law made in pursuance of that article, and consequential provisions as may appear to him to be necessary or expedient for administering the National Capital Territory. All this broadly means, viewers, is that under this provision, the President need only to be convinced that it is, quote, necessary or expedient, unquote, to take over the administration of Delhi. Necessary or expedient. Now, viewers, I want you to remember that necessary it could become. Why? Because, viewers, it is actually quite impractical to administer from jail. Let me elaborate on this, and here are more hard facts. Delhi is a union territory and the Lieutenant Governor is deemed an equal stakeholder in governance. Files that need to be presented to the Lieutenant Governor usually go through Kejriwal. Kejriwal presides over cabinet meetings, must now delegate this task. Impossible, in fact, for the Chief Minister to conduct mandated in-person meetings to decide on transfers and postings. The jail manual, remember viewers, Rule 1349 forbids inmates for attending meetings, making phone calls or signing documents. So a situation may arise, viewers. And remember, I'll take you back to Clause B, that for the proper administration of the NCT, the National Capital Territory, it is necessary or expedient to impose President's rule. And easily the Lieutenant Governor can say that governance is not happening. Orders are not being signed by the Chief Minister, not being seen by the Chief Minister. So let's open this up, viewers, and let's ask this basic question. Let's ask if now this is an inevitability that cannot be staved off. And I want to begin with a few of our commentators first. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Senior Fellow of the IPCS, and of course Dr. Sumant Raman, before I bring in the two political players. Now Abhijit Iyer Mitra, look, I've read out to you the law. I've also read out to you what I think is a bit of an anomaly, that the IS and the IPS officers are held to a higher standard and not elected representatives. Now, there are many reasons, but tell me, do you think it has become inevitable now to impose President's rule in Delhi?
I don't know about President's rule, Rahul, but there is a precedent. When Jayalalitha was convicted, she gave up for those 6 months between May and I think it was January and September, or March and September.
Okay.
And OPS became the chief minister. Why? Because during conviction or things like that, first is the sheer inappropriateness of a convicted person doing this. The second is one of, we should remember, Arvind Kejriwal hasn't been convicted. He is merely in custody, and conviction as yet is unproven. But when you're out there are huge logistical problems getting documents to you. There are huge logistical problems getting documents out. There is a problem of decision making is taken. We follow a system where the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister is not an absolute authority. They are merely primus inter pares, or first amongst equals, where you have a cabinet to consult and there is consultative decision making. Now, you can't hold cabinet meetings sitting in jail. You see, it's not a party where you can call people over. All of this cripples the functioning of how a chief minister's post is meant to be held and executed, and therefore it is just impossible to carry it out. It is a logistical impossibility to carry it out from jail. Of course, if he wants to run it as a one-man show, no consultation, no nothing, what I say is the highway, there's nothing stopping him from doing it except that governance suffers.
Well, viewers, let me reframe this question. The ball, if you have heard Mr. Iyer, therefore lies in Kejriwal's court. He can easily, in fact, give up the Chief Minister's post and thereby, in a sense, save his own government. Because then the eventuality of the LG writing to the President and pointing to Article 239 AB Clause B will not even arise. And there is precedent. Of course, Mr. Abhijit Iyer Mitra has pointed to one instance, but recently the Supreme Court in DMK minister's case, Senthil Balaji, said that he must give up his post. So, Dr. Sumant Raman, why is Mr. Kejriwal brazening it out? And is it, I'm just asking you, sir, is it even today practical to brazen it out? You can't even use telephones, let alone meet people in jail. You can't sign documents. This is going to be a sham chief minister sort of running the government. And who knows what decisions are being taken, who's actually taking them, what interests are being furthered. Has he lost the moral authority, let alone anything else?
Rahul, I think that, the BJP must, BJP government at the center must dismiss Arvind Kejriwal and impose President's rule. Already, I would very strongly welcome that, because already his arrest has created a surge of support and sympathy that this clearly appears to be a politically motivated case. So I think dismissing him would certainly be a matter which I think would take this further and make him a martyr. I'm not very sure whether Arvind Kejriwal deserves to be a martyr in this circumstance, but the point really is, as Mrs. Kejriwal said today, this is a money laundering case without the money trail. At least there is no money which has been, which has reached the ED, has said that they have identified in these kind of places. Most of it is on hearsay of approvers who say, I gave 100 crores, I gave 50 crores, I gave 20 crores, and so on. So I think that it would be good for Aam Aadmi Party. It would be good for Kejriwal, and I think that if he continues to remain in jail until for the duration of the elections, and also for the India alliance as a whole, because after the electoral bonds, this comes as a big boost in the arm for the India alliance, and this is a self goal of sorts. Nothing prevented the BJP, which had waited, government which had waited so long. After all, these summons have been sent to Kejriwal for months together, and nothing prevented them from waiting for another couple of months until the elections were over. But clearly, the idea seems there seems to be some kind of nervousness, which means that he should be taken into custody even earlier. And I think that it suits him politically.
But Dr. Raman, can I ask you a counter question? You're saying that he was taken into custody at the ED's instance, this, that, the other. But you see, there is a provision which applies to all of us. The Enforcement Directorate gives you 3 opportunities, 3 summons. And if you don't comply, you're basically arrested. Okay. Now, Mr. Kejriwal goes to court, stretches it out. He, in fact, in a sense, decided the timing of his own arrest. 9 summons he ignored, and the first summons was issued in October. There was no question of the MPC being applied. There was no question of even the poll dates. We are talking about a cycle of elections that took place in the north, not in Delhi, Rahul, in 3 states, and 1 in the south and 1 in the east when the first summons was issued. Rahul. So he, in a sense, no, 1 minute, I'm just pointing out a fact. Am I wrong on this fact, sir? Am I wrong? I will. So how are you accusing the government of using the ED to tie this up with, the elections at the Lok Sabha level and then question the timing? That sounds a bit bizarre.
Let us look at the arrests of the other Aam Aadmi Party leaders in the same case. Most of them cooperated. Satyendra Jain missed 2 summons or 3 summons, but other than that, Manish Sisodia cooperated with the Enforcement Directorate. He attended the summons. Sanjay Singh. Many of them attended the summons as called for by the Enforcement Directorate, and that did not save them from being arrested. They were arrested anyway. So Kejriwal clearly saw this coming. And
he saw this coming and stretched it out, just like the Chief Minister of Jharkhand. He also stretched it out. Yeah. I think there were 11 summons in his case that he dodged. I'm not sure of the number, but
I think Rahul. I feel that politically, Mr. Kejriwal has done very well. This is playing out now in the streets of Delhi, not in the TV studio.
You made a different allegation.
Playing out in the
now you are changing because I pointed out the facts. You are slightly changing the goalposts.
I am not changing my point at all.
You said that the centre has basically queered the level playing field by arresting this man.
9 summons.
No, 1 second. Once the model.
7 summons.
No, but he went to court.
Enforced after the election. No,
why?
It could have been enforced.
Why? Should we not have the best and the cleanest candidate being standing for elections? And shouldn't the people have a right to know who that candidate is? Yes, Abhijit Iyer Mitra.
The trial start? No problem. They can have. I am saying the same thing as you, Rahul. Arrest Mr. Kejriwal, dismiss his government, do all of it. Let's see how it plays out. Why not?
Well, have you seen any popular support for Mr. Kejriwal on the streets, viewers? Have you seen any massive outpouring of emotion, people showing up? There are only AAP workers, and that too, the AAP workers came 48 hours after the arrest. Yes.
So there is no sympathy.
Abhijit,
then you must be able to dismiss him easily.
Sitting in Delhi, and Sumant is sitting in Madras. Now, it's very curious that he sees an upsurge of popular sentiment when I'm not seeing it sitting in the heart of Delhi. So congratulations to him. He's got this Trikaldarshi vision, which we all hope for, number 1. Number 2, the interesting question here is, why is he not giving up his chief ministership? Knowing all the access to information and things denied to him. You see, he's never cultivated a second rung of leadership. He constantly has friction and tension between his subordinates because his management style is one of chaos. He sets Raghav Chadha as his viceroy to Punjab to essentially keep watch on a highly erratic chief minister out there. who incidentally is quite thrilled that that the whip is away in London and the hand that wields the whip is in jail. Then you have Delhi, where there is massive infighting going on as we speak because nobody wants to allow the other person to become chief minister, right? One faction has been saying that the other faction headed by a lady will make a compromise with the BJP, so she should not be made chief minister. The ladies faction is going around saying that the gentleman who wants to become chief minister should have is a megalomaniac and wants XYZ. The current person who makes video broadcasts sitting in the chief minister's chair is worried that if they themselves become chief minister, they will come under public media scrutiny and they don't feel that they are suave enough to deal with that. Now, in all of this, you would expect that a man who puts his party at least, देश तो दूर की बात है, but party over everything else, would at least ensure coherent leadership in his absence. He knew this was coming. I think all of us have known for the last 3-4 months this was coming.
Okay.
And in spite of that, he did not create redundancy within his party. What does that tell you?
Well, maybe uneasy.
It's called the technical term is narcissistic personality disorder.
Maybe uneasy rest the crown
head, but
on a troubled head. Okay, let me, one second. Let me bring in Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Dr. Muni, are you wanting to push the LG to recommend President's rule because you think that will lead to some sort of sympathy for the AAP? Are you using this as some sort of a political instrumentality? Number one. Number two, don't you think, sir, that if other chief ministers who were arrested did the right thing by the people who voted for them because they are keen to provide them a fully functioning government, not a dysfunctional one, Mr. Kejriwal should not also follow suit, or is he happy providing Delhi and its voters dysfunction?
Okay, Rahulji, first point is that I'm a simple political analyst. I'm not Aam Aadmi Party, so that what Aam Aadmi Party thinks, we don't know. They have to tell. My point is coming to your assertion that there is a law that after not abiding by 3 summons, the only way for ED is to give more summons or arrest. This was not the case with Bhavna Goli. She got 3 summons, 4th summon, 5th summon. ED never arrested her because after that she joined Bharatiya Janata Party, NDA. So she has never got 6th, 7th summon. When Aam Aadmi Party's Arvind Kejriwal was getting 5th summon, she was also getting 5th. She never got 6th. Aam Aadmi Party's Arvind Kejriwal got 9th. Anyway, now coming to the thing regarding running the government from jail. Now, constitutionally, as we pointed out, it can happen. But I think that Arvind Kejriwal is a very good politician. What he is doing here is that he knew when K. Kavita was arrested, he knew that the arrest will come to him. He conducted a trust vote in the assembly so that till the next 6 months, there won't be any. That's per the rules. He never applied for anticipatory bail. So now, while some of the co-panelists are thinking that being in Delhi, they see don't see any emotional upsurge. This is not Shiv Sena's time that people will lie down on roads for Balasaheb Thackeray. This is the time of Arvind Kejriwal where people will be voting him. And trust me on this, he has never been voted in the Lok Sabha. You know, since last 3 terms, he has never got 1 seat. But this time, the grassroots reality is that he is going to get seats. I'll just give you one example. Do you remember 2015? He resigned. And after resignation, there was a cursory period where LG was ruling the Delhi. In that period particularly, all the mismanagement was done and everything was people thought.
Okay, so can I ask you a question, Mr. Muni? Since you are describing yourself today as a political analyst, then why isn't the AAP contesting all 7 seats in Delhi?
Because they don't know that they won't win 7 seats.
Oh, so they won't win 7 seats. They'll only win 2. Though there is come on, look at this bizarre response. If there is such a big, Delhi viewers is not some giant state. One second. It's not as if अगर हवा चल रही है, sympathy wave चल रही है, it will suddenly stop in 2 constituencies and stop blowing in the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th. Viewers, look at this, remarkably puerile exercise in political analysis. No, hang on. Now, 1 second. First of all, 1 second, sir.
My prediction versus Rahul's prediction.
Two questions to you, very quickly. You talked about Bhavna, Gauli, etc., etc. You might be right. I don't have the facts, so I'm not going to this thing. But yes, the ED does act selectively. That much we know, and I'm conceding that point, and I have always done so on this show. But Mr. Muni, let me ask you. Who cleared the arrest? Question 1. In Kejriwal's case, in Chief Minister Kejriwal's case, number 1, who cleared this arrest? And number 2, did he not seek anticipatory bail because it doesn't apply, though he did seek protection from arrest, which was not given? Who did not give protection from arrest and who cleared the arrest? Can you answer this question?
See, these both are rhetorical questions.
No, they're not rhetorical, they're factual questions. How are they rhetorical? There's no answer.
I'll tell you because their answer has been given previously.
No, what is the answer?
It was Supreme Court. I'll tell you.
Okay,
wait a minute.
so now hang on, viewers. Viewers, 1 second. This gentleman has told us today on record that it wasn't the Prime Minister who cleared the arrest. It wasn't some beat constable employed by the ED that cleared the arrest. It was the highest courts in our land that cleared the arrest. He's told us this.
There is no cleared the arrest. There is nobody can clear the arrest.
Sir, did they give him immunity from arrest? Did they give him, he asked for immunity from arrest. Did he get it? Yes or no?
That he cannot get.
He cannot get.
Section 45 of PMLA.
Oh, I see. So then how is he going to get anticipatory bail? You see, viewers, he used the term anticipatory bail. It doesn't apply in these cases. These people don't know their facts and they come here and they try and make people... No, you don't know your facts, sir. Let me bring in...
You don't know. Let me just speak and then you say that you don't know the facts. I tell you, there is a case against you, Rahul Chitranji. You will not get bail for eternity. Do you challenge me on this? Remember Chhagan Bhujbal? He got bail. When did he got bail? When ED went and said that
Sir, okay, don't be hysterical, sir. Please, don't be hysterical. My God, आप इतने गरम क्यों रहे? अच्छा मेरी बात सुनिए.
एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ.
अच्छा मैं भी आपको एग्जांपल दूँ सर. You see, viewers.
बेल कब मिला बैक पेन के लिए?
Viewers. A point of order. A point of order. Okay, Mr. Muni, a point of order. I just want to bring it out for our viewers to understand this. It's very simple. Let me tell you, viewers, the charges that were brought by the ED were challenged in court also. They said, how is the PMLA Act being applied to us? Where is the money trail? Even that, viewers, relief was not given.
Because the trial has
not started. No, hang on. So, don't keep changing the goalposts, sir. You're completely out of your depth. Anyhow, let me just bring in the BJP spokesperson, Tuin Sinha, and let me ask him, fundamentally, are you only creating... Yes, sir. Pooch lijiye, sir. You want to ask a question, Mr. Muni?
Has the trial started? Rahulji, has the trial started? Just say yes or no.
I can't... What are you saying?
Has the trial started of Sanjay Singh, Manish Sisodiya, Satyendra Jain and Arvind Kejriwal? Has the trial started?
No.
Doesn't matter. Exactly my point.
What difference does it make? The man is arrested. He is not getting relief. Even today he has got no relief from the High Court. If the trial has not started, sir, how are you already giving Mr. Kejriwal and Sisodiya clean chit? Mr. Muni, you yourself are saying that these fabricated charges, etc., etc. On what basis are you saying it? Have you seen the evidence? No. So 1 minute.
It is the ASG in the court who has said that we have not got any money trail. We are still pursuing it. That is why I am saying it.
I know. So, Mr. Muni, are you wiser than the court and the judges? If you are, sir, I rest my case. I have nothing more to say to you. Let me bring in Tuin Sinha. Tuin Sinha, look, I don't have much time, so I'm going to come to you directly and ask you a simple and straightforward question. Are you using this to basically rob the mandate from the AAP? Simple question.
I think you have answered it, Rahul. You know, for the Aam Aadmi Party, every new day in politics is a new episode of a reality show. And this time they're stretching it too far. So if Arvind Kejriwal today decides to quit as Chief Minister, and I must say that over here, Lalu Prasad Yadav, Hemant Soren, Jayalalitha ji have shown more political sagacity. They have, come out, they have quit when they were when they were imprisoned. Now, if probably the problem with Arvind Kejriwal is that he had believed, or he was somehow given to believe, that there would be immense sympathy build up in his favor the moment he gets arrested. That has not happened, and that is something which is really devastating him. That is something which is frustrating him. So every day he comes up with a new episode.
Okay.
Every day he comes up with a new episode of a reality show. Sometimes his wife comes and tells you that
the BJP is making it clear. The ball is in Mr. Kejriwal's court.
The ball is in Arvind Kejriwal's court.
That's what Tween Sinha is saying. That's what the BJP